Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Sydney from PhoneDog.com, and this is a Samsung Galaxy Prevail from Boost Mobile. Boost Mobile has finally picked up a decent mid-range Android smartphone with the Prevail. It's $180, no contract, and obviously you can get it on Boost Mobile's unlimited data plan. So I've been testing it out, putting it through its paces. I'm going to do a full review and go into a lot of detail on how exactly it performs and what I think about it as a phone, as a smartphone. So it's the Galaxy Prevail from Boost Mobile. I'm Sydney from PhoneDog.com. Let's go check it out. Just a little more on hardware. You can see on the back here is a speaker grill, and then you also have the camera shutter button. It is nice that they do actually have a dedicated camera button. I always like it when they do that. Power button on top, 3.5mm headphone jack, volume rocker keys. This is the micro SD card slot. If you watched the unboxing video, with the box, or on top of the box, came a micro SD card and an adapter. That actually wasn't the card, that was just the press materials with pictures and such. This is actually the card. It ships with a 2GB card, and it supports up to 32GB. The phone has 117 megs of memory, which is not much, but since it ships with 2.2, you do have the option of saving your apps or moving your apps to the card, and then you can expand it if you'd like to with a larger card. So it's nice. I'm surprised that it ships with a card, and so it's nice that it does, and then supports up to 32 gigs. On the bottom, you only have the microphone and the micro USB port. Underneath the battery cover here is obviously the battery. Surprise, surprise. It's a 1500 milliamp hour battery. I actually got pretty good battery life. Whenever I first got this, around midday, 11 o'clock, and so I powered it on. I filmed the unboxing video and then just downloaded a couple of apps and set up a couple of widgets on my home screen, you can see here, and then I kind of just let it sit, and it actually lasted a little over a day, almost a day and a half on standby, which is pretty good. Android is not the most battery efficient operating system, and so typically with normal use you're only going to get about a day, which is actually what I found. But on standby, if you're the kind of person that just doesn't use your device a lot, doesn't use it very heavily, you would like to get a little bit longer than a day. It makes sense if you could get that. So it's nice that it does have a little bit above average battery life. Still not going to last 2 days, but just a little bit above average. So I was impressed with that. Now this is a 3G phone. It's on Boost Mobile. It's EVD over Vision A, so you are going to get good 3G speeds. I did a couple of speed tests, and it was actually pretty good. Very standard. Nothing extraordinary or massively impressive, but you can see it's about what you'd expect. Web browsing was pretty normal. Of course, the device does feature multi-touch, so you can do the pinch to zoom. We'll load up a I said pinch to zoom, not pinch to zoom. I guess my mind is somewhere else. And now I'm foo dog. Exactly. Good job, Sydney. Okay, PhoneDog.com. Let's just click on it so I don't have to type anymore and screw it up. So load up PhoneDog.com, and you can see, speeds are not too bad. Actually, pretty much what I expect. I didn't really have a whole lot of complaints in terms of web browsing. And the nice thing about this phone is that because it's on Boost Mobile, you can get the unlimited data plan, so you don't have to worry about watching your data. So as it says, you can use double tap to zoom, but you can also use multi-touch. And again, it's not extremely smooth, but it's not bad. I mean, it pretty much zooms in when you tell it to and zooms out when you tell it to. So, I didn't have a whole lot of complaints. It's about what I expected, and I think it performed pretty well. It could have been a lot more laggy. It could have been a lot more choppy, but as you can see, it's pretty good. I didn't really have a whole lot of complaints there. So, again, that's a stock Android web browser, and you can download whichever web browser you want. So, overall, the 3G speeds were pretty good and about what I expected. Now, I talked, earlier how it had that 800 megahertz Qualcomm processor. You can see I've already done a benchmark test here, and it ranked, again, mid-range device, so of course it's obviously right in the middle of the pack here, just under the Samsung Galaxy S, just above the Nexus 1, without any, updates or modifications to that Nexus 1. So 545, decent. and nothing major there. Again, the device is it's about what you'd expect. I know I've said that a few times in this review, and that's because it's true. And I point that out because some mid-range devices perform better than you would expect, and it's surprising. Some mid-range devices perform worse than what you would expect, and it's disappointing. This device, it's mid-range, it performs like a mid-range device, and so there's no surprises. It does about what it says it does. The only problem I really had was with the freezing from time to time, the lag, which is actually kind of a big deal, but again, like I said, it could have just been the particular phone that I had. So that's the Samsung Galaxy Prevail. Again, not a lot of surprises, just a little disappointing with a few minor glitches and bugs and having to just take the battery out and restart it. But it is $179, $180 from Boost Mobile, and you can, of course, get their unlimited data plan. I think it's a great value, and considering, it's pretty much the only option if you want an Android smartphone and you're on Boost Mobile. This is the only option. I don't believe they sell the Motorola i1 anymore, which is probably a good thing. So, it's your only option, so it's not like you have a whole lot of choices unless you want to switch carriers, which is just as easy because there's no contract. But if you want to stick with Boost Mobile, it's a decent phone. I would recommend it and check it out. You might have a few problems with the lag and with the glitchiness, but that just depends. Maybe you won't. So go check it out at your Boost Mobile, local Boost Mobile retail store. Also, if you want more information on the Prevail, you can go to PhoneDoc.com. You can watch the unboxing, my first impressions article. I'm also going to be doing a written review where I'll go into a little more detail on certain features. But that is pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm Sydney from PhoneDoc.com. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, my screen name is It's My Job to Know, and I will try to answer any questions that you ask. Sometimes I don't get to them or I forget to answer them, so I apologize if you've asked and I missed it. But you can follow me on Twitter and also PhoneDoc.com on Facebook for a chance to win an iPad or another cool smartphone. But I'm Sydney. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you guys later.